This is an LED badge I made several years ago. As much as it was a gift for someone, it was also an experiment into driving LEDs without resistors. I've taken various cheap Chinese things apart and noticed that there were no resistors on the LEDs and thought, how have they done that? And then when I've looked into it, done some background research, it's all fairly self-explanatory. This has got a tag on it because I've taken it to several demo days, so I've had it running obviously on the day of the birthday, but also at several demos. And as you can see, it's a dot matrix badge based on the Arduino core, running on an 18MB8 microprocessor, and there's no LED resistors because the calculated internal resistance of the micro, and it has a supply of 3 volts, gift for a girl, contact details, etc. That's what that is. So on this, there's the actual matrix badge, which is a 7x5 2mm diameter matrix, and glued to the top and the bottom are some bits of brass which are cunningly bent together at the end to make a makeshift battery holder. On the side is the Atmel ICSP programming port. On the back is obviously a pin to attach it to your clothing, and then more interestingly, if I get the string out of the way, there is the Atmel QFP processor that I've hand soldered using enamelled wire from the pins of the chip to the little round solder pads on this matrix board. Let's hope that shows up on the camera. And that's all there is to it, there's nothing else. So it's batteries, LED chip, micro, and a pin to stop it falling on the floor. That's it. Because there were so many pins to do, wires to do on the back, did a quick schematic, which again is quite boring. It has the micro, programming port, LED matrix, no resistors, no decoupling capacitors. Really is the bare minimum, of course, the batteries. And the way it works is if you look at the supply voltage of the battery and the output voltage, the logic high output and the logic low output from the processor, which won't be at battery voltage or supply voltage, and that's associated with an internal resistance. And if you combine that with the forward drop of a red LED, it all matches together rather cunningly. Turn the light off for a demo. Drops batteries. So, test pattern, smiley face, happy birthday message. And it's quite bright, it's readable during daylight outdoors. So I've had it at a few demos, so I know that it will last 4 or 5 hours off 2-button cells, and they're cheap ones from Poundland. I suppose the other interesting thing to say is I've multiplexed it so as only one LED is on at once. So there is only one of those lit at once, and then it scans through and lights the next one. I had to do a few tricks with timing to get the brightness even doing that. But because of that, the drain on the batteries is very low, and it will last, say, for 4 or 5 hours before the battery voltage is so low it won't work. And that's it. My experiment into driving LEDs with no limiting resistors.